How much better would Americans be with money if we were intentional about teaching good money and savings habits at a young age? Today, we'll focus on the tangible and intangible ways we can positively model and influence children and teens when it comes to money, spending habits, and saving. This week is America Saves Week. Since 2007, America Saves Week has been an annual celebration, but it's also been a call to action. Americans need to save more money, and not just because of the pandemic or other natural disasters. We're here to encourage you to save more and to show you how. Let's be honest. Talking to our children about money can be both scary and boring. In fact, a poll of more than 1,000 parents revealed that most of them would rather go to the dentist, explain sex, or pay a speeding ticket. Anything but talk to their kids about good spending and saving habits. Well, today, we're going to make that conversation easy. The best way to teach your children about money is to give them some. An allowance of any amount will work, whatever you're comfortable with. Make sure the money comes with activity. Some parents don't believe in giving an allowance for household chores because they believe those should be considered part of being a family. In that case, the activity can be anything, whether it's helping a neighbor or volunteering at school. It's best if an allowance corresponds to doing something instead of just getting something. A survey by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants found that 61% of parents give their children allowances. Most start by the time their children reach 8 years old. How much do we give? Another survey, this one from 2018, shows the average kid between ages 4 and 14 takes home around $8.43 a week, with the amount increasing as they get older. How much you give is up to you, but there are 4 important guidelines. First, be consistent. Once you set that amount, don't vary it. You want to teach good money management. So, your child, like yourself, needs to know how much is coming in each week. Otherwise, they'll be distracted by wondering how much they're getting instead of doing the best with it. Second, establish boundaries. Set limits on what the allowance can be spent on. For example, it can't be blown on candy and video games. You can also require some of their allowance will go straight into a savings account. After all, money management isn't just about spending responsibly. It's about saving for goals. Third, give cash. Handing your child coins or bills will make these lessons real and tangible. They can see their money grow each week because they can hold it and feel it. If you can, give them small denominations. For instance, if their allowance is $5 a week, give them 5 ones. Make it easy for them to split their money between spending and saving. Finally, stay positive. Don't use an allowance as a punishment. That means you don't say, if you don't behave yourself, I'm taking away your allowance this week. Allowance is your child's first real experience with money. You don't want it to cause anxiety. Besides, there are plenty of other ways to punish your child, taking away privileges, electronics, and toys, for instance. One tactic that works for some parents is the jar method. You label 3 jars: saving, spending, and sharing. Every time your child receives money, whether for doing chores or from a birthday, you ask them to divide the money equally among the jars. They can dip into the spending jar for small purchases like candy or stickers. Money in the sharing jar can go to someone they know who needs it, or it can be used to donate to a friend's charity. The savings jar should be more for expensive items, like a video game or major school supply. The jar method helps children understand that money has different purposes, and it teaches them that some of their own money can be used to help others. Now let's talk about how you can instill good money management even during those times when we tend to overspend. Most often, that's back-to-school shopping season, and of course, the winter holidays. Even as adults, we struggle to stay within budget. So how can we teach our children to do it? Here are some proven methods. Your children don't need to buy you things for the holidays. They can give you things. Tell them to save their allowance for other things and give you personal coupons for cleaning the yard, shoveling snow, washing the car, and other tasks that often require a lot of nagging to get them to reluctantly do. Instead of them begging you for cash to buy gifts, you'll save your money and teach them the value of not only a dollar, but also of work. Likewise, you can sprinkle in such coupons for your kids, promising them a free trip for ice cream or 1 free pass on making their bed. Whatever will brighten their eyes doesn't have to lighten your wallet. Any parent knows the kids are very interested in buying things, but not so interested in saving money. The holidays are the one time of year when your children might be motivated to think about budgeting. While you might be buying them presents, you can help set a reasonable budget for their friends, as well as yourself. Not only can you save a few bucks, you'll be teaching your children lessons that are invaluable. You can use charitable giving to teach them about being good citizens. Charity isn't just about money, it's about effort. Get your kids together to assemble care packages for troops, or volunteer to feed the homeless during a holiday dinner at your place of worship. This is a great bookend to the most important lesson of the holiday season. It's not about money, it's about our loved ones. Whether you're getting or you're giving, what matters most is the people, not the presents. While most children aren't historically excited about the end of summer break and the beginning of school, many do enjoy getting new stuff for their first day back. We've known many parents who use that excitement for educational purposes. They sit with their children and give them a budget and a list. We have this much to spend on the following items. Then they search online for those items, with the parent adding up the expenses. As the child goes nuts and blows the budget in the first few minutes, the parent can look ruefully at the list and say, "Sorry dear, we've already spent everything." You can use an allowance as an extra lesson during back-to-school shopping. We just gave your children a back-to-school budget. If they complain that it's too low, tell them they can supplement it with their own allowance. In our experience, this is what you'll hear next. "But that's my money." And you can tell them, "Yes, but everything else is my money." No one likes spending their money. It's easy to spend other people's money. And a lesson is learned. Back to school is a perfect time to teach your young teens about the power of comparison shopping. Strike a deal with them. On your own if you can find better bargains for the items you want. I'll let you spend the rest on back-to-school items of your choice. So, locate those bargains and come back to me. Inevitably, your child will find some deals that really aren't. We're talking about discounts or surrendering scads of personal information or even downright scams. This is the perfect time to teach your children that if something sounds too good to be true, it is. So, they'll learn about good shopping and bad shopping, all while scoring excellent back-to-school deals. A win-win-win. Credit card debt is a huge problem in this country. There's more than $1 billion of it, and the average American household carries more than $9,000 in credit card balances each month. You can help your children avoid this plight by using back-to-school shopping as a plastic tactic. For instance, if your teens want a budget-busting laptop, tell them to charge it against their future allowance, but also charge your teens an extra 25% for the privilege. So, if they need $200 extra, you tell them you'll give them $200 now, but they owe you $250 in future allowances. When they cry foul, you get to explain the concept of interest charges and how all credit cards work. Thank you for joining us. And again, if you need any help, don't hesitate to call us or visit our website.